You kicking off?
Yeah.
Go on then, say something.
I will say something. I'm going to take you back in time.
Oh, okay, a little bit of nostalgia.
Picture it. Glasgow, 2022. Last Saturday night. So, was at a comedy club that shall remain nameless, The Glee. And
I love when you keep everything nameless. It's really, I love the subtlety that you always bring to this.
I am totes confidential. And so obviously I was hosting, and that's where I met that Andrew Bird and a really fantastic comedian, Alex
doesn't swear.
Haddo.
Do you notice that Andrew Bird doesn't swear?
I don't watch the show.
Oh,
Have we met? I did listen to Alex. Some of her stuff was really, really funny. I think it's because she's sick, and I quite enjoyed that. And I gave her a joke as well. Funny, I wouldn't write any, but I gave them away anyway. We move on. So when I got on, there was a man just, and I thought, right, okay. And I thought, no. And then I said, so what is it you said? But I said, no, I'm not fluent in Pish.
no.
I need to understand. And the mood I was in that day, I just thought, it's 7:45, and that's the state you're. So I just said, do you know what? I said, we're getting nowhere. So I tried to speak to other people, and there was people that met in a butcher shop. And then this girlfriend goes, he's a butcher. And I went, what? So they kept screaming, he went, I've got all my fingers. And then he was being quite rude about various things. And I just said, do you know what? I really think you should go. You get your money on the way out and all this kind of stuff. House lights up, please. Blah, 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 blah. So they eventually got thrown out at the first interval because I thought, again, if that's the state they're in, you know, we had an open spot who was quite new the night before, and I thought you couldn't put her on to that just because that would be horrible. So then I get a message on Instagram from the girlfriend. Hello, congratulations on your show at the Glee. You thoroughly humiliated us, and you're nothing but a bully, a clown without the red nose, and we were very popular, and if you can't handle heckling, which is half the ethos, why are you intimidate? And I just got back in touch and I said, Heidi, because that was your name, wasn't it, you boot? And I said, your comments are ridiculous. You behaved appallingly. Why are you deflecting with this rubbish now? Because you were trying to quiet your partner. He has more comedic ability than you ever have. And I went, I said, so I'm glad you've got all this out. I said, I'm glad to see you're sober. I said, because everyone in that club fucking hated you.
Yes.
Absolutely hated you. And then all these people got in touch going, they were horrible. She said to this is a woman who claims, you know, hashtag be kind to the manager. Look at you with that pig ring through your nose. It's fucking disgusting. But I was like, oh my God. And what I'd say to her was, you behaved appallingly.
Yep.
You got called out on it. Deal with it.
Yeah.
So she's doing a Joni Mitchell tribute act during the Fringe. But this is the thing. Apparently she said this to the manager. She went, yes, and tell Bruce he's welcome at my Fringe show. So all that, she didn't want any of the audience there because she thought they were scum, which you wasn't wrong, Heidi, but some of them were very nice. Because this woman pipes up and she went, oh, I really love you and Gary Little. And I went, yeah, but we're not a couple.
No.
I just want you to know that. And then the funny thing is they've asked me to entertain at their wedding. So sorry, Heidi.
Well, this is the interesting thing quite often you get, isn't it, with audience members who think that they're, inverted commas, helping. And whatever part of their brain goes to the idea that sitting in an audience being loud, obnoxious and not very funny, they think is helping, they need to seek medical help.
Well, that's true. But what I thought was doubly worse was she's a performer herself.
Well, that's, actually, funnily enough, that is a bit more unforgivable, isn't it? Because your everyday average Joe that goes to a comedy club, I always do have sympathy because I'm amazed how many people have never been to a comedy club before. And so unless you actually state how you expect the evening to go, some people do still live under that misapprehension that shouting out and heckling is in some way helpful. That's not to say sometimes it can't be funny. It can be funny.
It's audible and legible, or you can understand
it. It can be great. But if somebody's just pissed in the audience slurring, that is... Well, in any company, that's rude.
Well, I remember I may have said it on here, one of the best heckles I ever got, although I do see it as more interaction, was I was talking about that we still use ridiculous acronyms and stuff for gay people and, bums to the wall, shirt lifters. I said, but there isn't a huge amount of slang for lesbians. And this guy shouted, what about skirt lifters? Well, I burst out laughing and I had to walk off and compose myself. So, that's fine. But people thinking that they come, because I said that to him now, I did say that to him, I went, everyone else, there's like 200 people in this room that have all paid money. They don't want to hear, if you don't, and I'm just like, and I said that to them, go or just hang on because I'm only on for 10 minutes.
Yeah. But what's interesting is that she came back at you and the main key of her argument was that you'd humiliated her.
Yes.
What I find interesting about that is what did they think they were trying to do in their initial interaction with you?
Exactly.
What were they trying to do other than try and belittle or humiliate or try and bring you down in some way? So their actions were already of a pretty unpleasant nature.
But that's the thing, because I've turned around to people and I've said, oh, hello, madam, and clearly it was a man, and he's told me to F off, but at least you know where you stand.
Yeah, no, exactly.
It's okay, that's
But
fine.
it's back to the double standards and the hypocrisy. And Heidi, what's her show called? Where shall we go and see her?
I don't know. I think she's at Fingers Piano Bar.
Oh, is she?
Which always makes me laugh. Fingers.
I love Fingers Piano Bar. It's been there forever, and it really was the place at 3 o'clock in the morning you could go and know you could get a finger. Or two.
It's funny the way that this conversation about the arts has descended
into fingering. I don't know I also don't understand how this podcast has descended into every single time that I'm this harlot. This is, yes, I don't know if I don't know if I'm liking the perception that we're putting out about me. I'm a sweet little 56-year-old vulnerable. Oh, that was funny as well. Sorry. I'm just going on. Emmanuel Sonobi, who's a fantastic act, but we have this relationship where we're always rude to each other.
Who?
Emmanuel Sonobi.
David Emmanuel?
No, Emmanuel's his name.
Okay.
Emmanuel Snoopy's his name. But we just have this relationship where we're always incredibly rude to each other. But I always say things under my breath to him and he responds really loudly. And he did it, walk past me, just shut your whore mouth after I'd said something to him, but nobody'd heard what I'd said. So it's just this very beautiful, physically unit black man just going, shut your whore mouth. And everybody looked at him like he was about to attack me. And I just was like, I'm very vulnerable. So yeah, I like getting people in trouble.
So going back to what you were saying about a perception, it's not really a perception, it's a reality.
No, that's not about...
You don't get thrush by osmosis.
You get thrashed by not washing your pants for 4 days. I had one shower in 4 days.
Must have been like being at home.
Yeah, no, I was sleeping in my clothes. I think it was just a build-up of bacteria. I think that's what's happened. Oh, sorry, homosexuals. Are you not enjoying this conversation?
But does yogurt work?
Caniston works.
Now, yes, I remember Caniston and yeah.
Who would put yogurt on their... Come on.
But people do
strange things, yeah. No, good old dose of Caniston clears it up quick, smart.
Right, okay. Are you normally quite attentive to that area? Do you worry about the pH balance and all that kind of stuff?
I don't normally suffer from...
thrush?
No.
Right, okay.
So... it's been a while since I've had a bout, shall we say.
I felt I was exposed to human thrush at the weekend with that complaining.
Yes, well, it's similar, isn't it?
But the thing is as well, and I think it's Mary Burke that has that fabulous line, that complaining about someone's comedy set is just an incredibly grandiose way of saying, what you had to offer isn't to my taste.
Yeah.
And what I did say to her, I signed off with, Heidi, I wish you well for the Fringe, and may I advise you never to go and see a mixed bill show again with your very specific comedy criteria.
That's a very good way to answer it, indeed.
Yeah.
And that's it. I mean, you can't please all of the people all of the time.
No.
I've tried.
Have you tried?
No,
I don't. Yeah, I don't think it works.
No. But that's because we're all different. We've all got different sense of humour. We've all got different sensibilities.
Yes.
Yeah. So, it's kind of impossible.
Have you had a complaint at a show?
I have, but I can't specifically think of what. I'll have a think about it for the next time. I'm sure I have.
Oh, I'm sure you have.
Yeah, no.
I'd be surprised if you hadn't.
People sometimes they think I swear too much.
Do you think you swear too much?
Yeah, Nathan always tells me I swear too much.
Right. Okay.
I remember doing a joke about Madeleine McCann.
Oh.
So that's topical.
That's light.
And a woman came up and said that I shouldn't. It's people that come up afterwards and say you shouldn't joke about that really irritates me, because I can and I will. I do remember talking about domestic violence in front of Women's Aid.
We had that in London, and
did we? Sorry.
It kind of got the same response as the gig. Yeah. I think largely because it's distasteful. I mean, those are just my musings, but no, I completely agree with you.
No, but generally speaking, everyone loves me, Bruce.
I think it's a person's right in which, or it's any comedian's right in which you just have to suffer the consequences. Yes. And what you have to remember is that if people have been badly behaved and they've been called out, obviously they'll try and put it onto you. But there are people that I think go to gigs to actively be annoyed.
Do you think so?
Yeah.
See, I don't think they do.
I do. And I think a lot of people, what was that hate crime bill that was brought out in Scotland? I didn't really read it because I've no interest, because I hate everyone. Mm-hmm. So, it's a bit like, they're playing catch up with me. But I think a lot of people thought that they were going to be able to expose people or arrest people. Joe Lycett, your friend, he's being investigated by the police over a joke.
But I think a lot of that is attention-seeking nonsense.
From Joe, I completely agree.
But I think that is, at the end of the day, I think most people are just trying to draw the spotlight onto themselves and create a bit of a drama to make themselves relevant. Boring.
Yeah, I just couldn't be bothered with that.
No, I know.
Really, yeah, it's just...
Says a woman who Instagrammed her entire drama of losing her car key. Look at me.
Do you know what I absolutely love? That was meant to be one podcast, and it has interwoven through everything we've done today.
I know.
What I thought was lovely was Heather Loudon from Australia saying that she actually pished her frillies.
Oh, now who was that? Was that so...
She's a nice Scottish girl that now lives in Australia. Okay. She has a younger bear boyfriend and a lovely big dog.
Oh, how nice. I was chatting to Lynn Thompson, who's a big fan of both of us and had come see my 2019 solo show. She said she's absolutely addicted to our podcast and she listens to it in the gym. And people keep going, what are you laughing at? And she keeps telling them.
Love Lynn. She is one of the nicest. And I remember that. I shouldn't say this, but I will. So we were at the stand in Newcastle and there was someone on who shall remain nameless, who didn't particularly have a great time. And the Thursday night was very difficult because I didn't understand who or what their partner was. And this person kind of looked like Orphan Annie as a cornflake that survived a house fire. And it was just very difficult. And I remember tweeting someone and the aforementioned person came in and went, I saw your tweets, by the way. And I was like, oh dear. So then...
Bruce, we're going to have to get a muzzle for you.
So Lynn... And this is terrible. So anyway, we're sitting having a drink and I said, oh goodness, what weekend that's been, or so, trying to make it nice. Lynn just turned round to this woman, you're a disgrace to comedy, but you've got nice tits. And I said, kind of puts feminism on the back. Oh my God. Or even the dogs were just so disgusted at that.
Yes, Lynn was my tent neighbour. So it was great fun. Really good
so was
fun.
Phil Nichol there?
Phil Nichol was there.
Because they travel in packs.
Yes, and Martine was...
Martine
McCutcheon? No.
On the radio?
I used to work for Karen and...
Activia yogurt?
Don't know. But yeah.
Do you remember when Lulu was constipated and was it was for Nylax and she was tipping leaves out of her handbag?
Did I just pass out and come back into a different conversation?
Do you not remember that? Do you know what my mum said? I know the platitudes has been and gone. My mum phoned me. She went, oh, see that Lulu? I think she was on drugs. And I went, is that what you think, Mum? So we have to say allegedly. But everyone said, my goodness, she was chatty.
Was she?
Oh, aye.
Maybe she did a line of Charlie.
Well, see, you're trying to cover our backs, but best to ruin it, eh? You'd better get yourself a good lawyer. Do you know what I can't take to? Rebus. I don't like it.
Oh, I've never watched it, so I don't know whether to take to it or not.
It's no Taggart.
No, is it not? Is it trying to be Taggart?
It's kind of like an Edinburgh Taggart, and I thought I'd enjoy it because you see Edinburgh in it, but I can't take to Ken Stott. I mean, I'm sure he is weeping with regret at this revelation.
No, but I don't think he'll be losing any sleep over your thoughts.
I don't think he gives a hooping funt.
No, and he'll never know because he'll not listen.
He won't listen. And do you know what? Can I just...
the Rebus? I like the man that writes them. What's
Ian Rankin.
Ian Rankin, he's a very nice man.
Beat the high? Beef high?
Beef, yeah.
See what I mean? I can never... It was the same with Chris Forbes. I thought it was fun time for Bessie. Oh, fun time Forbesy.
Oh dear.
I know.
But that's your dyslexia, darling.
Yes, and I'm often very tired.
Yes, very tired and emotional.
Do you know what my neighbour gave me?
What?
A bottle of Harvey Nichols Ready Mix Martini.
That's very nice. Why have they done that?
She just said, there you go. I said, thanks. She went, I know you like martini. And I went, I do. And do you know what? I drank the whole thing.
That doesn't surprise me.
And I really enjoyed it.
Because she heard you weeping.
Well, no. What I was going to say, to people that I know that claim that they don't know where to find this podcast.
You do.
Do you know all I'm going to say is, you're a lying basket.
Yeah.
And I never asked you to listen. Listen of your own volition, but please don't phone and tell me how you've not listened because you can't find it, because I know you're lying.
Or don't tell me that you've not listened and you're listening now.
Do you know what? Lose my number.
Oh, it's too funny. Right, I'm away. I need a fan.
Oh, well, Godspeed.
See you. Bye.